Welcome back to our channel, The Traveling Seas. This episode is our London edition. We will be taking you with us as we spent 3 days in London exploring some of its top sights and attractions. The first day we touched down in London, we were greeted with a bit of rain and cloudy weather, but it didn't stop us from enjoying some of the beautiful sights of London. The hotel we stayed in was in a wonderful location right up the street from Buckingham Palace, which made it easy for us to walk to some key attractions. We spent our first day exploring London and taking in some of its top sights, including Big Ben, the London Eye, and the magnificent Westminster Abbey. Make sure to keep watching our video until the end so you can see us tour the inside of Westminster Abbey. In the area of Westminster and Big Ben, there's a lovely little park filled with amazing sculptures. If you have some free time, we definitely would suggest walking around it. After all the walking around we did, we jumped onto one of the famous London hop-on, hop-off buses. You will see so many of these buses driving around London. We used this bus during 2 days of our trip, and it was a great way to get around and also see London. They supply you with free headphones and an audio guide that provided us interesting facts of the areas we drove through, making it a fun way to learn more about the city. Here's a preview of some of the things we saw throughout our trip. As I mentioned earlier, our hotel was right up the block from Buckingham Palace, so we began day 2 with the changing of the guard ceremony. The changing of the guard takes place outside Buckingham Palace every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and lasts around 45 minutes. The ceremony begins at 10:45, but we suggest getting there earlier if you are interested in seeing it, as it does get pretty crowded, which makes it a bit difficult to view. We got there around 10:15 and it was already getting pretty packed, so I would suggest getting there at least an hour early if you do want a good viewing spot in front of the gates. If you're interested in the changing of the guard though, definitely check out our upcoming video which will showcase the changing of the guard ceremony. Next up, we headed to the lively Piccadilly Circus. Piccadilly Circus is a popular tourist area known for its iconic neon signs and billboards. This area is filled with vibrant energy and a variety of entertaining performances to enjoy while walking along the bustling streets. Here's a little sample of the experience of walking around Piccadilly Circus. Located in the same area as Piccadilly is London's famous West End Theatre District, where we went to the Palace Theatre to see the award-winning Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. If you're Harry Potter fans like us, we highly recommend you see this play while you're in London. We cannot say enough good things about it. The story, the scenes, and the magic were all spectacular. In London, they are still performing the play as it was when it opened in London's West End in its original format, which is presented in 2 parts, which are meant to be seen either as double bill performance or on consecutive days, each part running approximately 2.5 hours long. We did ours as a double bill, seeing both parts consecutively, with the first performance beginning at 2 and the second part at 7 p.m. Also, another spot for Harry Potter fans in London is platform 9 3/4, located in the King's Cross station. Here, you can take pictures reenacting entering the platform, and there's also a gift shop filled with Harry Potter merchandise, although you will see plenty of those shops all throughout London. Leaving the play, we headed back towards Piccadilly Circus, where its already vibrant energy was even more amplified in the nighttime. It is definitely a fun atmosphere to walk through, taking in all the bright lights and entertainments its streets have to offer. Taxis in London are a super convenient way to get around. They are easily hailed from most streets and areas, and the taxi drivers are extremely knowledgeable of the city and offer great insight into the City of London, as well as tips and advice on areas to see, which help make our trip even more enjoyable. We definitely would recommend them as the #1 way to get around London. Walking around London, we found that it was an extremely tourist-friendly city. It was extra considerate towards tourists like us who struggled with looking the right way while crossing the street. Since they drive on the opposite side of the road as to what we are accustomed to, a simple task like crossing the street was something we struggled with getting used to. But luckily for us, they considerately write on the streets which way to look to cross, which was very helpful. London is also an incredibly well-kept city. We were amazed at how nicely maintained every area we walked around was. Day 3, we headed to the Tower of London, which is a popular tourist attraction, offering visitors the opportunity to explore its rich history. Visitors can explore the medieval palace rooms, walk along the battlements, and even visit the infamous Bloody Tower and Traitor's Gate. The tower was originally built by William the Conqueror in the 11th century as a symbol of his power and to secure his control over London. It has since served various purposes throughout history, including as a royal palace, a prison, a treasury, and an armory. It is one of the city's most iconic landmarks and has a history spanning over 900 years. The tower has witnessed several significant events, such as the imprisonment of Elizabeth I before she became queen. One of the most famous features of the Tower of London is its collection of crown jewels. Being that this is a very popular exhibit within the Tower of London, the line can get a bit long, so be prepared to wait. The crown jewels include the crowns, scepters, orbs, and other ceremonial items used during coronations and other royal occasions. Unfortunately, filming and photography are prohibited in the crown jewels exhibit, so we were unable to get any footage inside, but it's really something we recommend you check out. Don't forget to please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos of all of our travel adventures. We found some guards walking around the grounds of the Tower of London who were nice enough to stop and take a quick selfie. In the Tower of London are its legendary guards. They are not just ceremonial figures, but active members of the armed forces with a wealth of military experience. The Beefeaters, as they're affectionately called, guard the tower and have the honorable duty of safeguarding the crown jewels housed within the tower. They are known for their unwavering dedication and their vast knowledge of the tower's history. The Tower of London is often referred to as the most haunted building in England. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of London's most iconic landmarks. In the tower's courtyard, surrounded by its iconic medieval architecture, the White Tower, the Beauchamp Tower, and the Bloody Tower all stand as silent witnesses to the tower's darker past. The tower's famous White Tower stands tall, with its stone walls echoing centuries of stories. Inside you'll find the awe-inspiring displays of the royal armories, showcasing an extraordinary collection of weapons and armor that once protected kings and knights in battle. The Bloody Tower has an interesting history. It is the site of the suspected murder of 2 young princes and was also used as a prison. Also, make sure to do the free tours provided inside the Tower of London by the famous yeoman warders, also known as beef eaters, who have been protecting the tower since the 14th century. The tour lasts around 45 minutes and shouldn't be missed. Not only was our yeoman warder guide hilarious, he also provided rich historical stories and context, giving a lot of insight into the many historical events that took place within the grounds of the Tower of London, as well as some of its dark history.
That's it, corner up, keep coming up all at the top for me, please. Before you all stands William's Norman Key, better known as the White Tower. Construction began in 1078 and it took 20 years to complete under the directions of Gandalf the Beck, who's a bit of Rochester.
Tower has a dark and infamous reputation as a prison. Many notable figures were imprisoned and executed within its walls. The Tower's most famous execution site, the Tower Green, witnessed the beheading of several high-profile individuals. Among those executed on or near Tower Green were three former queens of England, Anne Boleyn, Catherine Howard, and Jane Grey. Two of those queens were wives of Henry VIII. Anne Boleyn, the second wife of Henry VIII, was in her early 30s, and Catherine Howard, Henry's fifth wife, was barely in her 20s. Jane Grey was executed at the age of 17 in a plot to replace Mary I. There is also a chapel located within the Tower of London's grounds. This chapel is the burial place of some of the most famous prisoners of the Tower, including the three queens of England, Anne Boleyn, Catherine Howard, and Jane Grey. Next to the Tower of London is the Tower Bridge, which is another of London's must-see sights. Next up, we toured inside Westminster Abbey. Westminster Abbey is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized for its significant architectural and historical value. Westminster Abbey is a historic and iconic church located in the city of Westminster, London. It is situated near the Palace of Westminster, which houses the House of Parliament. The Abbey has a rich history dating back over 1,000 years. It was initially founded as a Benedictine monastery in the 10th century and later became a coronation church and a burial site for British monarchs. It is visited by millions of tourists each year who come to admire its grandeur, explore its chapels and tombs, and attend religious services. The current building of Westminster Abbey was constructed between the 13th and 16th centuries, with various additions and renovations over time. Its stunning architecture features intricate stone carvings, stained glass windows, and towering spires. The Abbey's stunning interior features a magnificent nave, choir, and numerous chapels, including the Lady Chapel, which is known for its beautiful fan vaulting. The intricate craftsmanship and ornate decorations throughout the building are a testament to the skilled artisans of the time. Westminster Abbey remains an active place of worship with daily services held for visitors and worshippers. In addition to its religious and historical significance, Westminster Abbey has played a role in the arts and culture of England. It has hosted musical concerts, memorial services for renowned individuals, and special events such as the annual Commonwealth Day service attended by members of the royal family and dignitaries from around the world. Westminster Abbey has been the site of numerous significant events in British history. It has hosted coronations since 1066, including the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II in 1953. It has also witnessed numerous royal weddings, including the wedding of Prince William and Catherine Middleton in 2011. The Poets' Corner within Westminster Abbey is a renowned area dedicated to noble poets, writers, and playwrights. It contains memorials and monuments honoring literary figures like William Wordsworth, Jane Austen, and T.S. Eliot. The Abbey is the final resting place of many notable individuals. It serves as a burial ground for British monarchs, including Queen Elizabeth I, King Henry III, and Queen Victoria. It also houses the graves and memorials of distinguished figures such as Sir Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin, and William Shakespeare. We hope you enjoyed our adventures in London. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more travel videos around the world. Thanks for watching. See you next time.